You find a Sydney property you really like. The price guide looks reasonable. You inspect it, start imagining yourself living in there, and you're thinking about making an offer. And then you check recent comparable sales and something doesn't add up. Similar properties have been selling for less. So what should you trust more? The selling agent's price guide or the comparable sales? The price guide is useful, but I wouldn't treat it as the property's true value. A better starting point is looking at what buyers have actually paid for genuinely similar properties. That means checking recent comparable sales, but not every sale in the same suburb is a good comparison. You need to look at things like location, land size, condition, bedrooms, bathrooms, parking, renovation level, and how recently the property sold. For example, imagine a property is guided at 900,000. You find three comparable sales at 885,000, 895,000, and 910,000. That gives you a much stronger idea of the market than simply relying on the advertised guide. Now imagine the selling agent tells you that you'll need to offer 980,000 to secure the property. The question should not be, can I afford another 70,000? The better question is, what evidence supports paying another 70,000? This is where buyers can get caught up in the competition. You might hear things like there are multiple interested buyers, you need to improve your offer, the vendor wants more, this property will be gone tonight. Some of that may be genuine, but competition does not automatically mean the property is worth more to you. Another buyer being willing to pay a higher price doesn't mean you need to follow them. Your goal is not simply to win the property. Your goal is to buy the property at a price that still makes sense. And sometimes walking away is a better deal. That can be difficult. You've spent weeks inspecting, you've paid for reports, you've researched the suburb, you like the property, you may have even pictured your family living there. But if the price moves well beyond what the comparable sales support, you need to know where to stop. A successful property purchase is not just about securing the home, it's also about the price and terms you secure at it. The same applies at auction. If your research tells you the property is worth around $1 million to you and you've set a maximum of 1,020,000, then another buyer bidding to 1,080,000 doesn't mean you should keep going. Winning the auction and winning financially are not always the same thing. Comparable sales are not perfect. Every property is different. One property may have a better renovation, more land, better parking, a quieter street, or a superior position. So the goal is not to find one exact number. The goal is to build a reasonable value range based on evidence. And one more thing, don't let your borrowing power become your maximum offer. Just because a lender may allow you to spend up to a certain amount doesn't mean every property you inspect is worth that amount. Your finance limit and the property's value are two different things. So when you're looking at a Sydney property, don't rely on just one number. Look at the price guide, look at recent comparable sales, look at the property itself, look at the current market conditions, and then decide what price still makes sense for you. As a Sydney buyer's agent and mortgage broker, I help buyers assess properties, review comparable sales, understand their borrowing position, and develop a negotiation strategy before making an offer. And importantly, the strategy should always include a point where you're prepared to walk away, because sometimes the best deal is the property you didn't buy. If you're planning to buy in Sydney and want help assessing a property before making an offer, get in touch with Truth Group today. Buy smarter, borrow better.